Hey horror buffs, this video is specially for you. Hidden in the corners of Argentinian cinema is a truly terrifying horror movie called Terrified. Yeah, I saw the alliteration coming. Directed by Demián Rugna, Terrified holds a whopping 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, and was showered with positive reviews. The movie was so haunting that reportedly Guillermo del Toro intends to produce a remake of it. The movie gives you no respite. Right from the first scene, it starts spooking viewers and hooks them effortlessly, without much buildup. It followed a neighborhood where 3 houses became the breeding grounds for paranormal activities. And trust me, the jump scares are uniquely horrifying. Terrified revolves around a couple where the woman becomes the target of the negative forces, a single man going crazy as to what the hell is happening to him, and a grieving mother who lost her son out of the blue, who dramatically came back from the grave. Rugna doesn't really play the typical tropes, introducing rigid skeptics and such, but rather presents the narrative with a new perspective in which almost all the characters acknowledge the supernatural. At least to an extent. And that's what makes Terrified so real. It leaves you wondering whether you should even look back. As far as the horror factor is concerned, the film features the monstrous thing, but no one really knows what it actually is. So here I am, freshly scared, trying to do an anatomical breakdown of the creature from Terrified, because I don't want to be scared alone. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is the creature? As mentioned, the entity serves as the primary supervillain in this film. Though it's a spectral being this time, and no Batman can save the night. It's the malevolent force working at the roof of all the poltergeist activity in the region. While undeniably a wicked spirit, whether it's an uncontrollable devil remains open to speculation. The entity's appearance is truly horrifying, and it wields formidable powers to torment minds, injure, or even kill. Notably, this being does not target just one individual, but claims multiple victims, ranging from innocent children to experienced ghost hunters and occult researchers. The director wastes no time establishing this presence, taking control of all eerie phenomena and explicitly portraying the Netherland entity as a demonic force. How does the creature look? The most unmistakable form of the creature in the movie is that of a skeletal old man with unusually tall frame and unnervingly slender hands and feet. It appears bald, its skin rotten and shriveled, stretched so thin that the ribs almost protrude through the fragile layer of flesh. The creature's face is grotesquely distorted, with a completely white left eye. On the poster, the creature was seen with a deep vertical cut from the top of the head down through the face and chest. Honestly, when you catch a glimpse of this inexplicably ghastly-looking naked thing coming out of the closet or crawling under the bed, it's bound to give you sleepless nights. The creature could be seen in this monstrous version quite a few times in the film, rushing from one spot to another, moving around in the house, or putting his nasty, sleek fingers on the actor's shoulder. However, the interesting element of this creature is that it's not a single being. It can take multiple forms and extend its ghostly influence over anything and anyone, ranging from a shadowy figure, to a corpse, to an abstract energy running through the water pipes. What are the different forms of the creature? Okay, no more beating around the bush. I'll now explain the various forms this creature or the demonic spirit can assume. Apart from the insect-like being scrambling on the walls or underneath the bed, the creature first made a sly entry in the form of something that could possess the plumbing lines. I know it's sounding a lot like Pennywise, but it is what it is. The movie began with Clara feeling a little off while washing dishes at the sink. She told her husband that she felt something speaking to her from the drain pipes that were planning to kill her. That same night, Clara was gruesomely killed in her bathroom. And no, the director did not shy away from portraying the scene as graphically as possible. By now, we realize that the creature can travel through various dimensions, and obviously through some petty cement walls, and affect other people without residing in their house. Its main base was at Walter's house, where he experienced spectral activities every night when he tried to sleep. It's in Walter's house that we first see the apparition take on a grisly man-shaped form. The third and probably most unsettling form it takes is that of a child's dead body. Yes, the ghost or devil, whatever this thing is, basically takes over a young boy's corpse that somehow climbed out of its grave and came back home, and sat at the dining table like it was nothing. You see, this small decomposing boy, maybe 7 or 8, with grayish black skin, a malformed face, and a tattered suit that's probably the same one he was buried in. The creature, now using this undead kid's body, can move his arms and head without even getting up, and he definitely knocked over a glass of milk and scared a neighbor's kid to death. And honestly, this manifestation of the creature sends a proper shiver down your spine. Because come on, it's not even trying to hide. It's just sitting there with pale, mottled skin and those lifeless eyes, staring blankly at the camera like it knows you're watching. Lastly, the creature took over the body of a former coroner and paranormal investigator, Jono, who was trying to decode the case with 2 others. Toward the end, we can see him with glowing, bloody eyes and damaged sockets. Essentially, this was the last embodied form of the creature we can see in the film. What are the creature's powers? Well, for starters, it can manipulate space and perspectives. You look under the bed from one side, there's nothing, but change your point of view and you'd see its feet. It can also move things around, as seen with moving chairs, cutlery, and other random objects, without being physically present. The creature can also levitate, and that's precisely how it killed Clara, by levitating her over the bathtub and making her slide from one end to the other. Like a ziplock! The creature also has the ability to move extremely fast and appear out of nowhere. It can probably control minds as well, given how the boy's mother, Alicia, hung herself without any explanation. She might have been horrified at seeing how her little boy's corpse was now a vessel for something otherworldly, or maybe the creature tricked her into killing herself. The other possibility is that it killed Alicia itself, but I'll tell you why I'm not banking on that in a bit. In short, the monster is a personification of a malevolent force that can haunt, kill, and severely wound people. What does the creature want? Yes, it does like killing, that too after tormenting its victim. Clara's horrific death is proof of that. However, killing is not its only motivation, and that's exactly why I believe it might not have hunted Alicia with its own hands. So I'm not making this hypothesis out of thin air. We saw clearly that the ghoul likes feeding on its victim's blood. The way it injured Rosenstock and drew his blood was a clear indication that its primary motive is hunger. Similarly, when it attacked Jono and the other Ghostbuster, Dr. Maura Albrecht, it lethally maimed them and left them gravely deformed. My best bet is that it cherishes torturing people and gulping on their blood rather than outright murdering them. Now, the blood drinking can also make sense if we look at this creature as only a watered-down form of something huge and even more dangerous. Probably, it's been captured in a physically weak form and is eating as much as possible to regain strength, or its real shape. Is the creature limited to the neighborhood? I know how Pennywise and Derry-like this sounds, but considering the cultural impact of Stephen King's It, I wouldn't be surprised if the film drew at least some indirect inspiration from it. The creature primarily resides in Walter's house, and aside from the strange noises coming through the sink pipes, we never actually see it anywhere in Clara's home. Yet she still dies because of its presence. Meanwhile, the entity's other manifestation, a reanimated corpse of the little boy, appears at Alicia's house, which happens to be on the same street as Walter and Clara's. Later in the film, we clearly see the creature move to Jono's location, who is in Alicia's house, and attack him. Interestingly, it wasn't the corpse thing that mutilated Jono, but the old man monster. This suggests the entity may be capable of existing in multiple places at once, but only within a certain geographical boundary, specifically that neighborhood. The paranormal investigators even concluded that the street acts as a kind of dimensional crossover, allowing the dark spirits to access our world. Funes, the police officer investigating the case, also experiences terrifying supernatural events. Before burning Alicia's house down, he flees, convinced he's having a heart attack. But when he finally escapes that cursed radius, his mind clears, and he orders the patrol van to get away from the neighborhood as quickly as he can. Once again emphasizing the sinister energy on the street. Throughout the film, it becomes increasingly clear to the audience that this small cluster of blocks has become a breeding ground for malevolent forces. However, the final scene challenges that idea. When a new group of detectives questions Juan, Carla's husband, he notices the burned Rosenstock standing behind them. Unlike many ghosts in horror films, this one wants to be acknowledged. The entity, now taking Rosenstock's form, moves a chair as if to demonstrate that it can appear anywhere it chooses. In my opinion, the creature draws its strength from that particular neighborhood because it has become its comfort zone and feeding ground. However, it's not trapped there. Once empowered, it can travel and manifest wherever it wishes. Can the creature reproduce? Even Voldemort managed to get a chance with Bellatrix Lestrange and fathered a daughter. But trust me when I say this, you know who would appear charming before this nightmarish thing. And so ideally, he does not have a chance with anyone. However, since it can possess anyone, living or dead, and most importantly, toy with their minds, as Maura warned Funes not to believe everything he sees that night, it's possible that the creature can take over a human body and spawn offspring. Whether or not he has any interest in reproducing human-demon hybrid children is a different question. But all we know is that if it wants to, it can. Moreover, if not human, I'm sure there are various female devils with whom it can probably procreate in the netherworld. Was the creature dead at the end of the movie? Short answer, no. Though Funes blew up Alicia's house, where the creature was existing in the form of the boy's dead body, it effortlessly reappeared in the investigation room in Rosenstock's body to haunt Juan and choose his next set of victims, aka the new investigators. Even if we don't stretch it to the last scene, right when Alicia's house went up in flames, we saw Jono sitting next to Funes with an unexplainable, horrifying face, who of course was now one of the creature's hosts. Also, given that Demián Rugna revealed during the COVID pandemic that he's working on a sequel for Terrified 2, it's safe to assume that the creature has a long way to go. It's been 5 years. Drop the follow-up already. Ah! Marvelous verdict. Okay guys, that's all for today. Firstly, if you haven't watched the movie, go watch it now, and thank me later. You might feel you've already gotten spoilers, but trust me, the ambiance and calculated scares Rugna sets up will spook anyone, whether they know the story or not. Terrified is a brilliant example of how different horror can be, and by using the creature as something that can transcend space and time, the director ingeniously mixes psychological, domestic, and body horror. The creature is an entity of limitless wonders that can spread horror through both its physical and invisible presence. Personally, I guess the movie only gave us a glimpse at what the Phantom can do, and whenever the second one drops, it would take up its powers to a much higher level. Oh, and let's not forget that Del Toro has his fingers in this pie, and saying I'm excited is an understatement. Let us know your thoughts on the movie and the monsters in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone!